Howdy everybody in YouTube land. So today I decided to do something a little bit different. I don't have many videos on these. Matter of fact, I don't think I have any videos at all on these. So normally this is kind of outside my scope of things I do on my channel, but I figured this thing was cheap enough on eBay for, you know, peanuts compared to what they cost new. They cost about $400 new on eBay. I got it for super cheap because the listing was showing that it was broken, smoking, smell, doesn't work, whatever. You know about it. You know as much about it as I do. So I figured, why not make a quick, simple little repair video, possibly, or at least, if anything, do a teardown or the guts inside this thing and figure out what it is. So immediately off the bat, I noticed that it's quite an interesting kit. This thing was listed as a headphone amplifier, by the way, but I don't think that's quite accurate because it's got a power output jack in the back for speakers. But it's a Nobsound MS-10D MKII, and then it's got a USB jack. It's kind of it's a little bit weird. It screams Chinesium for sure. And then it's got these nice wooden looking sides, you know, but it's laminated. I mean, it's laminate. You can see the laminate's bubbling up and coming off. And it can't be all that old because, I mean, it still has this protective covering all over it. It's still scratched to pieces. Yeah. Guangzhou New let's see. Guangzhou Nuxing Happy Sunshine Company. Yeah, it's about as Chinesium as it gets. But anyways, let's see, there's the back of it. We have a DVD input. Okay. A CD input. CD input, I'd understand. A DVD input. Really? Okay, so, yep, we got a speaker impedance, 4 to 16 ohms. So this thing has a power amplifier internally. And then, yeah, Chinesium writing. 25 watts per channel. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, this tubes ain't going to do 25 watts. So, my thought is, they've got a chip amp in here that does the speakers, and since it's got a headphone jack right there, maybe these tubes here power the, because it's not a standard preamp, because otherwise you would just have these two tubes and that's it. A 12AX7 and another 12AX7 or 12AU7. I'm not sure what they are yet. They're probably some Chinese 6PX garbage gangs wow shit. I don't know. But it's also got these more power tubes here. So I'm thinking this is a headphone amp, but the speakers are driven by a chip amp. It's hard to really say. I'm speculating at this point. But it looks nice for what it is. I mean, that's a clear piece of acrylic. Yep, there's the heatsink. So it's got a power amplifier chip in there. So you know what? I think our next move is to, let's just take this damn thing apart, because why the hell not? I'll be right back. Now, let me preface this by saying, don't waste your money. But it was cheap enough to where, hey, it's going to make a great video possibly, and if I do get it working, I'll just resell it. I'll throw it back on eBay, because this is not the kind of thing I typically buy. But I figured it would have made a great video. Anyway, so I didn't take these screws out because I had a feeling not to do that. I took the rest of them out, and man, getting this thing out was just incredible. I haven't gotten past this point, but really? I mean, oh, hell's bells. So that is just for looks. It's for show, because that is the transformer. So there's no output transformers. Most likely because that's the power amplifier. So that begs the question, what in the hell are the tubes for? Are they just for show too? I don't know. I need to dig deeper. But man, the smell of this thing is just pungent. I mean, it is bad. That's kind of a weird... I wonder, that might be the Bluetooth receiver. I wonder if this thing's got Bluetooth in it. Yeah, it's interesting. No popped caps. That doesn't necessarily mean shit, but, you know, usually that's the first thing I look at right away. Some bad solder job, you know. China, that's all I gotta say. So, that's a beefy transformer. What is that? That is a, let's see, 110 volt. We got a 6, what is that? I can't read it. 6.3 volt, or 6.8 volt, 2.5 amps. 7 volt, 1 amp. 110 volt primary, secondary, 51.0. I don't know. I can't tell what that is. It's all seen better days. Yeah, it's worn out. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I can't read that. Alright, let's see if we can't... What is this going to take to get that board out? Looks like I got to pull all these knobs, and I bet you anything there's going to be nuts behind here. Let me turn these down. All of them down so I can pull them. That's a continuous rotary knob. Digital. Okay, cool. Cool. Yep, that's what I thought. Nuts. Yep. Alright, so let me get that off. Well, that was painful. So basically, I had to unplug a whole bunch of these connectors, and it's got all this crappy green and brown glue all over everything. Meter lead broke to the VU meter. And I'm still trying to figure out what that tube board is supposed to be. It's going to the transformer, but it also comes up and goes into that main board. This cable goes to that Bluetooth module, which I think is a Bluetooth module. I think the microcontroller is also over here because that's a rotary dial. And this rotary dial, it's a rotary encoder. I don't actually know that one that went over to the other end of the board, which is right here. So this is the main board, which I haven't even looked at it yet. I just pulled it away and pulled the camera up. It's fun to get out because I can't really remove that transformer because there's nuts on the other side of it. Pretty bad design. Just a lot of solder slop in here. Anyways, let's see. What do we have? A bunch of surface mount electrolytics. Okay, designer LHQ 2014. 6 years old now. There's another thing I'm noticing right away too. The overabundance of yellow LEDs. I mean, they're everywhere. Let's see. Looks like your standard Class A/B push-pull output design. 7912, 7812, so that's positive and negative 12 volt regulator. Sure, that's an op amp. 4558, yep, Jelly Bean op amp. Another Jelly Bean op amp. This is 4052. That is a mux, an analog mux. That's probably a 5 volt regulator, which is going over here. So that tells me the microcontroller, let's move that out of the way, the microcontroller is indeed over here. So this thing has a microcontroller. Not surprised. Let's see, let's take a look. Emitter, resistor, see what transistors we have. Holy shit, what's going on over here? That's alarming. Looks like someone's already been in here. Well, we've got shoulder washers that insulate the tabs from the heatsink. They retain the solder washer, but guess what's missing? It's missing the mica insulator. Because you got one here, one there, and where'd that one go? That's a problem. That's actually a big problem. So, okay, there's the bias transistors. There's two of them. There's the drivers. So, yeah, this is your typical Class AB design. What is on top of that resistor? Let's see. I gotta take a look here. I need something that I can move with. See, right here. What is this? What is that? Where did that come from? Okay, so maybe I'm in over my head here. Oops. Where'd that go? That was a... Oops. I'm sure it's over here somewhere. In fact, I don't even know what that was. A piece of debris. And the fact that it was still on the board. Anyways, the power transistors here have been molested. Tip 41C, tip 42C, tip 41C, tip 42C. So these are just jelly bean power transistors. Actually, you see a lot of these used as drivers in car audio equipment for an array of transistors. So they're using it as output. Oh, there it is. I see it. It's just hiding right up underneath that transistor. Yeah, that is freaky. So, eBay sellers saying, oh, it burned up. That's it. We don't know anymore. Yeah, sure you don't. Oh, yeah, look at that. Look at the rectifier. In this case, rectifier. That's exactly what the hell happened. Yeah, there you go. Yep. Probably didn't kick the fuse. Matter of fact, let me check something. I bet you 9 out of 10 times I could. This is my opinion because I've witnessed it. Let's see if someone stuck a 5,000 amp automotive fuse in there. Let's take a look, shall we? I'm just curious. No? But it's blown 6 ways to Sunday. Yeah, that's okay. Well, you know, these are the things that just why I can't stand being an electronics technician. But it was cheap. It was on eBay. Now I know why. So I got to put tons of labor and love in it. But then that begs the question: do I really need? It's like, should I fix this thing, or because it's a nice enclosure, I could completely gut this and put a real tube amplifier in here. Build a real tube amp. Maybe a couple of single-ended EL84s. Get rid of the 2 tubes that are in the middle over here and replace those with EL84s. Using a couple of small output transformers in here and a power transformer. Sure, you wouldn't gain a lot of output power. You'd only have a few watts, but certainly would probably sound better and work better than whatever the hell that shit is. Because to me, honestly, this is just a solid state amp. Because I don't know what those are doing. I'd understand if it was just these tubes, because these could be considered preamp tubes to this power amplifier. But what are the tubes in the middle? I guess I'm going to have to take those shields off and pull them apart so we can see. I got to figure out what they are. Now here comes the fun. Let's see if these transistors that look like they've been absolutely murdered by a previous technician, so-called technician. Let's see if they're murdered. Let's see what they are. I don't know. I have to set the camera down, I think. Yeah, I'm going to set the camera down. Hang on. Yep, this one over here is gone. That one's still good. But, I mean, that's a rookie mistake. Look at that. There's no... Okay, I got to calm down for a second. So, I think the next order of business is take this right here and just, you know... Okay, maybe not that bad. Anyway... let's pull the tubes. Let's take a look at the tubes and see what we got in there. I think what I want to do, so I don't have a problem with this, I'm going to go ahead and just put this guy back in here. Getting this out is fun. So I'm just going to put a couple of screws in here so I can flip this over, and let's take a look at the tubes. Okay, so let's get these tubes out. This is going to take a minute. Of course, it just spins forever and ever and ever and ever. Oh, okay. These are the things that just really... There's probably a nut on the other side, and you can't get to that nut unless you pull the board up. Who designs this shit? Okay. Be right back. So I went ahead and removed these two tubes because those appeared to be the same, which are right here. So let's see. What is this one? This one is a... let's see. Is that a 6P1? I've never heard of that. That must be one of them Chinese numbering schemes. Oh man, look at this. Look at the bubbles in the glass. I mean, look at that. That is just bad quality. I've never seen... YouTube aficionados out there, have you ever seen that before? Because I haven't. That's frightening. Let's see, what is this one? This one is a... That looks Russian. Sovtek, yep, Russian. 6N1P. Not entirely certain what that one is either. Kind of looks like a 12AX7, but not really because of the open plate. That's the strangest tube I've ever seen. So, I still got to get these shields off. I didn't feel like tearing it apart. These shields look like ass crack anyways. I mean... Oh, where do I start? Where do I start? So, I think I'm going to split this. This is a teardown video. I guess I could go ahead and take the board off the back just to see what's back there. But I'd like your opinion on what I should do with this thing. Should I fix it the way it is? Get rid of it the way it is? I mean, this is... Should I gut this thing entirely and turn it into something special? Nothing special about it other than it's from China, but even that's not special anymore. I mean, what should I do with this thing? Should I let someone else adopt it? I mean, what should I do? I mean, my project list is fairly full right now, so if I do build a new amplifier inside of this thing, it's going to be a long while before I get to it. Let's see. I have a weird setup there. Anyways, what should I do? Please feel free to leave a comment and tell me. But right before I end this video, I am going to pull that processor board out so we can take a look and see what it is. I mean, it's a nice setup, don't get me wrong. I mean, I like the RCA jack being separate. I like the style speaker jacks. I just don't know what I want to do. I really don't. I mean, it's yeah. Anyways, I got this screw out. Let's go ahead and just ribbon cable out from underneath here and pull this out and see what it looks like. That appears to be probably a 1117 3.3 volt regulator. That's exactly what it is. What do we have here? Oh, okay. Bluetooth. This is probably the microcontroller, and that's the firmware. That's the Bluetooth transceiver. I don't know. Don't know if the microcontroller is any good. I'm sure it's a custom program. And even if it wasn't good, doesn't matter anyways, because if you've seen my previous videos, I can just delete its brain and insert my own. I mean, I can write my own code and do my own thing. I don't really give a shit. But I really don't want to if I don't have to. So, let's take one more good look at that board. Let's look at the bottom of it. There's the filter caps. What size are they? 4700 UF. bridge rectifier exploded, and I know why. Because whoever worked on this amp in the past, let's see, what is that? That is a 25 volt. So the rail voltages are not that high. Probably plus minus 18 to 20 volts. But not having that insulator on there was about the dumbest move the previous technician could have made. And you know, this could have came from the factory that way. It wouldn't surprise me. Because the reason why I say that is the paint on a lot of these connectors was not broken. A couple of them were, but not all of them. I had to really pry the paint off. I mean, look, that connector just came off entirely. So it's not unreasonable to say it came from the factory like that. I mean, it is China after all. So anyways, that's it for this video. If you have any ideas what I should do next, please feel free to leave me a comment. And thank you for watching.